God's older covenant people lived where? Two big Bible words. The promised land. The capital city of the promised land was what city? Jerusalem. It was perched on top of Mount Zion. This was the city of God. When Solomon was done with her, she was beautiful, unmatched by any other city in the world. You know how we walk around like this when we talk about Boston? Psh, New York, Philadelphia, please. That's what Jerusalem was like for the people of God. Kings and queens would come to marvel at her buildings, her riches, her law, her architecture, her temple, her people. It was breathtaking. And most awesome of all for God's people was that God came to dwell in that city. He called it his home, them and their God in this perfect city. Jerusalem was home. That's where they were from. That's where their heart was. All of its nuances and peculiarities and accents and sub-shops, that was their city. But Jerusalem's leaders and her people sinned against the Lord for generations. Because God is holy, he must act against sin. So he raised up the leaders of this other city, Babylon, to come into Jerusalem and to level the place. And then they took the Jews off into exile and made them live in their city. So the Jerusalem Jews ended up living in a foreign city. Okay, for this text to have its power, I think you're getting there, but you're not there yet. I got to paint a picture of what this would have been like for these people. So let me give you an example. My little brother is married to an awesome, Jesus-loving, motherhood-embracing, gospel-believing woman. You would love her. They've got 4 blonde kids who will either be professional athletes or Hollywood movie stars. It's one of the two. She lives, and she loves a city called Tulsa, Oklahoma. That is home for her. It's the buckle of the Bible Belt. There's like 3 or 4 Christian radio stations. She comes to church and 12,000 people come with her. The most popular restaurant in the city is Chick-fil-A. Yes? It's a Midwestern city. I went to a wedding there once, and there's this dancing thing that includes a line of some sort and like some spinning and boots and hats. It was terrible, but I observed. All of their roads run at 90-degree angles. It's this perfect grid. People use their blinkers. Women get all pretty when they go to the mall. People smile at you at the supermarket. They talk slow. They pronounce every R like it means something. Arr, there it is. I said it. This is Tulsa. When she was dating James, she came and spent the summer with us. 52 Woodward Street in Everett, and did a little internship in the city. People were talking 100 miles an hour. Not one person made use of the 26th letter of the alphabet, R. She took the train to her internship every day for a whole summer. No one smiled, nodded, affirmed her as being alive. There wasn't a road that ran straight for more than 1 block. 120 people show up at church and we are labeling it a revival. Worst of all, there's no Chick-fil-A, right? The mayor won't allow it. Can you feel the culture shock that it would have been for her to ever actually have to live here with you maniacs for the rest of her life? There's no way that was happening. And yet that is the exact place that Jeremiah's people found themselves. Far from awesome, holy Jerusalem. Living in pagan Babylon.